This video was created by VinylicPuma of VinylicPumaGaming. Warning: vulgarity awaits.
So I'm back with yet another Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel Worst Weapons Countdown. Today we're going to be going over the worst weapons from my favorite manufacturer from both games, and that is Vladof. Generally, Vladof gets a lot of things right. Automatic weapons are definitely the way to go, and many Vladof weapons have a great combination of magazine size, base damage, and fire rate, which contribute to pretty good DPS. Unfortunately, Vladof has some weapon designs that they really fucked up on. Some of these guns are bad guns, while others have stupid gimmicks. So, without further ado, these will be the top 6 worst Vladof guns and weapons in Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. Number 6. The Rapier. Now, okay, I know the Rapier isn't all bad, but just hear me out for a sec. While the Rapier is definitely the best melee weapon in Borderlands 2, it possibly has to be one of the worst guns in Borderlands 2, and case in point, have you ever tried to kill enemies on OP8 difficulty with the projectiles fired from the Rapier? The damage per second you're getting from the bullets fired barely counteracts the massive health regeneration found on some of the enemies in that difficulty. And what's the point of the Rapier coming in all elements if you can't kill psychos by shooting at them with this thing? Now, I like how it's like a gunblade in a sense, but I wish the gun portion was a lot better than it currently is. Making the Rapier a better gun while retaining its awesome melee properties would be ideal. Even with the Rapier being a horrible gun, I think I can still recommend it as it is a great, or it really is just the best melee weapon in Borderlands 2. Number 5. The Barrigan. So I've said the Barrigan was a piece of shit in the past. It's an interesting concept to have a burst fire rocket launcher, but it's still pretty bad. And you know, maybe I shouldn't go that hard at this gun because it's supposedly named after the friend of the designer that's no longer with us. So what I will say is this in respect to that person's memory. The problem with the Barrigan is that it's a great weapon up against weaker enemies with relatively low health. However, up against badass enemies with high health, you'll empty multiple magazines before you even kill whatever you're shooting at. It's a shame because the ammo consumption on the Barrigan is really good. You get 1 rocket ammo consumed for what is essentially 6 projectiles, and that is a pretty good deal. Really, the Barrigan should have been more like the Bada Boom in terms of how it deals damage over time, as it doesn't really feel that satisfying to use, and really the Barrigan comes up short up against the much more superior Bada Boom made by Bandit. And now we can rip some guns some new assholes. Number 4. The Veritas. So the Veritas boosts plus 10% duration to your fight for your life for every Veritas and Equitas, which is a shield by the way, equipped in your party. So if 4 players have either a Veritas or an Equitas equipped, you will get 40% duration to fight for your life. Now on paper, this sounds great. Who wouldn't want almost 50% more time to get a second wind? Now, the problem is that you need to be playing co-op, and you have to have 4 people that all agree that they're going to use either the Veritas or the Equitas. You know, has anyone even played a co-op game of Borderlands 2 where everyone had one of these fucking things equipped? I don't fucking think so. Besides, the Veritas is otherwise just a very mediocre and lousy weapon. You're better off using an Anarchist pistol or an Affinity if you can acquire one of those. So sell this piece of shit. Number 3. The Patriot. So the Patriot can be summed up in 3 words. Inaccurate as fuck. Is it the point of a sniper rifle to take things out at a significant range? This is something that's almost impossible to do with the fucking Patriot. Seriously, the Patriot's accuracy is horrible. Even with skills that boost accuracy, which I will admit does make it a little bit better, you're still limited by the Patriot's ridiculously slow projectile speed. And it sucks because the Patriot has good base damage, and when you eventually score a critical hit with the Patriot, I mean, this thing hits like a fucking truck. I mean, it is sort of amazing to watch. You fire 2 to 3 shots and you get a crit, and whatever is in front of you just dies. It's fucking awesome. Unfortunately, why even use the Patriot when you have either the regular Droog sniper rifle or the Lyuda sniper rifle? Is it really worth killing Master Gi to acquire a Patriot? Man, fuck that shit. You're much better off killing Gettle in the dust 100 times at nauseum to get a Lyuda. Yeah, it's boring, but it's more accurate and fires 3 projectiles for the cost of 1. Fuck the Patriot. Number 2. The Proletarian Revolution. You know what some big-ass robot said one time? America will never fall to communist invasion. Alright, so to be a little bit fair, I think I see what Vladof was trying to do here. Instead of having a gun with infinite ammo, which is what they should have fucking done, by the way, we get a weapon that has infinitely expanding magazine size. Keep in mind that after you reload, the magazine size resets back to the normal capacity. And you know what? What the fuck is the point of this? It would be one thing if every character in Borderlands the pre-sequel had ammo regeneration. That way you could have seemingly infinite ammo with a gun that has an infinitely expanding magazine size. So what I think would have been better is to have a weapon that always uses your maximum ammo pool. Those of you that have played Fallout 4 and used a weapon with the never-ending effect will know what I am talking about. And if the Proletarian Revolution had a magazine size of, say, like 900, that would be a lot more appealing than what we ultimately got. And what we ultimately got was a hellaciously horrible heap of shit. Oh, and by the way, Liberty Prime said that quote that I said at the beginning, if you were curious about that. But on to number 1. Number 1, the Shredifier. What a boatload of bias! To quote an angry nerd several times, what were they thinking? What a shitload of fuck. What a tenaciously horrible... Fuck, I'm making shit up now. In all seriousness, did you know that the Infinity from Borderlands 2 has better DPS before skills than the Shredifier does? Not only is the Infinity not a spinny gun assault rifle, which is a +1 in my book, but it also has infinite ammo and even has a higher base damage than the Shredifier does. You would think that the Shredifier would be better because it fires faster than the Infinity, right? Right? Wrong! And you know what? The Shredifier is depressing to me, as the skin for the Shredifier in Borderlands 2 looks amazing. You get this tactical blackish reddish color with this dark blue barrel and magazine, and it just looks badass. Why can't a gun that looks badass actually be badass? The Shredifier alone is case in point as to why assault rifles in Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel need a major buff to both their damage and critical hit modifiers. And in the meantime, it's safe to say that Vladof fucked up royally with the Shredifier. Anyway guys, that's going to pretty much wrap up this particular video. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, and as always, take care and I'll see y'all next time.